follow Sports View London.
Far away. Put your hands up. Gareth.
So, no, just put my hand up.
Oh,
come on, Gareth, don't let us
we
down.
knew you want to start, really.
So were you satisfied with that tonight, David?
I was very satisfied. Fighting a guy I didn't really know too much about. There's not really much online about him. I heard he was decent in sparring against a few people here and there, but obviously it's rumours. So I just needed to focus on landing quick, clean shots and do the things I've been doing in training. I'm glad I got in the ring with someone who was taller than me. You know, let me practice my right hand, as all the current champions are bigger than I am. So, you know, punching upwards is something that I've been working on in training, and it worked really well. The first right hand that nailed him was a really big shot, and I was very surprised he got up from it. Very, very surprised. Most people would be sleeping for a good few minutes, but he got up, to his credit, and you know, he got clumped a few more times. But you know, I was very, very happy with my performance. Right in the first round, I missed a few punches here and there. Tried to get him out of there a little too much, rushed my work a little bit. But when there wasn't much coming back at me, so I felt comfortable to do that. But against a higher caliber of opposition, I'd have to be a little bit more defensive with my attacks and not be so sort of blasé with just letting my hands go like I did with this guy.
Were you worried when you went down on that jab that it was going to have an almost disappointing finish?
No, because the jab was a quick shot that I felt his jaw open. I hit him with a jab. People assume, because people think a jab is not a knockout punch. But my jabs, believe it or not, I've been told by pretty much everyone I've jabbed, but they say it's like a right hand. He wasn't expecting it, and it was a short, crisp shot, and I felt it go right through my arm, so I know it was a hard shot. And that jab would have put a lot of people down if it hit him clean on the chin. And I'm just happy that the crowd seemed happy. It was a lovely atmosphere. The text I got through said everyone watching on Dave at home really enjoyed it. It was a good night's entertainment, and it was free. Everybody got the opportunity to watch it, which is nice to show big time boxing to the masses. And I'm just really happy to be doing my part with with this exciting British heavyweight scene at the moment. It's as good as I think it's ever been, and I'm just really happy to be part of it now.
David, Jose Mourinho was in the crowd. Did you speak to him before?
I didn't get a chance to see him. I'll try and catch things at the after party. So I'll probably catch up with him there. But he's a big boxing fan. I saw him at the Joshua fight a couple of months back, and he's a big fight fan. And I think he came out of his family today. So it's nice to see big names, important people there at ringside enjoying boxing. As it was a lovely crowd as well. I had a look around, good-looking crowd. To say the least, I was like looking at the Oscars or something. Looking around, I was like, okay. But it's nice to see a different look, a different crowd. Hopefully, that was conveyed on television as well as ringside. The music, everyone was telling me they loved the music. They loved, it was a different atmosphere than what you get with your typical boxing match, and that's really what I wanted to bring with sort of the Haye campaign.
You had 2 wins now on after 3.5 years out.
Yeah.
Is Briggs really a big enough challenge for you next time out? Or
I hope so.
Stepping up on.
I hope Shannon Briggs is a big enough task. He makes big enough noise. He's ranked higher than I am. He's he's on a winning streak. I'm not sure how he looked tonight. He still looked quite explosive. I'm not sure what the caliber of the guy was who Dimitrenko pulled out. So he got someone in last minute. He does what he normally does, throws big shots, but I don't believe I'll get hit by his punches. But it'd be a big fight. It'd be a huge fight, and walking down the street, more people are actually saying to me, fight Shannon Briggs, because he's in the press, he's in the papers, he's going to fight, screaming and shouting. And all of the world champions, all of the big names, as you say, are busy. They've got big fights coming up, and myself and Shannon, we don't. So I think we should fight each other, and then the winner of that then starts looking at world titles. Hopefully by the time myself and Shannon Briggs fight, the heavyweight landscape. We'll know who would have won out of Tyson Fury and Klitschko. Deontay Wilder will know what happens with that situation with Povetkin, and Joshua would have beaten, I believe, Brazil, and probably looking at having another fight in November. You know, whether that's me, whether that's someone else, I don't know. But I can just focus on Shannon Briggs. That's a fight that the fans want to see, and I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to it.
Would you be hopeful maybe December then? It'll be...
Possibly, listen, possibly. If the opportunity arises, I'd take it with both hands. You know, I'm in boxing for the big fights, and at the moment, other than the champions, other than fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world, I can't think of a bigger fight than myself and Shannon Briggs.
Sorry, when's that likely for?
As far as I'm aware, I'll be ready to fight in September. I'll be ready to fight in September. I don't think I need to drag it out. You know, I've really wanted to fight 3 times this year, 2016. That hasn't happened for many, many years. You know, I've been very inactive with my career, so I really wanted. You know, Shane's a big advocate for fighting regular, going back, not taking too much time off between after fights and just keeping it moving, keeping it rolling, because we're progressing from one camp to the other. In the past, I'd have a training camp, I'd have a great training camp, I'd then degenerate and have 6 months off, then have to start all over again. I was never moving forward, it was just getting fit to fight, getting out of shape, getting fit to fight. Now it's just continuously getting better.
How long did you have off?
Probably a couple of weeks, probably 2 weeks. 2 weeks I had off.
Be the same this time?
Yeah, there's no reason for me to take much more time.
Maybe 3 weeks of training after rest.
Yeah.
David,
Yeah.
you said obviously the crowd were happy tonight. I've heard that a few people weren't. Is that just the case that you can't please everyone?
Yeah, you know, if it went 12 rounds, people say it'd be boring. If it went 1 round, it's not long. 5 rounds, you know, they'd expected me to get it overdone with a couple of rounds. You know, we'd never lost before, you know, so to knock him out in 2 rounds. But, you know, if I fought, you know, when I fought for the European title, I knocked him out in 45 seconds. Mike Tyson made a career of knocking people out early. You know, people never really complained because they expect that from Mike Tyson. You expect from a big knockout specialist. I've knocked out 26 now of my opponents. You know, 26 of my 28 victories have been by knockout. So they call me a haymaker for a reason. And if you want a 12-round or 10-round jab fest, don't come and watch me fight. You know, if you want exciting and knockouts, come and see me.
How tempted were you to watch the Briggs fight live?
I wasn't tempted at all, to be honest. I completely forgot it was actually happening. I was just focused on the job in hand, wrapping up my hands, focusing on my job with the Cobra. You know, someone came as I was walking out. Someone said Briggs won. So I thought, oh, nice, good stuff. You know, because he's. I didn't know. I haven't seen much of him in the last few years. All I've seen him is talking. I didn't know how he looked. Some said, yeah, he looked pretty spectacular. Not somebody else. I was like, oh, good for him. You have to do that to me in September.
He's obviously hugely popular.
Yeah.
What have you made of that whole situation in the last maybe 6 months over here?
I used to find it hilarious when he was chasing Vladimir Klitschko around. It was really funny. I used to watch it on YouTube, just cracking up. Then he was doing it to Deontay Wilder. I thought it was really funny. I was like, this guy's hilarious, just chasing these guys around. Then he started doing it to me, and it really wasn't funny at all. He was like, oh, here we go. He's not going to start banging on the gym door, knocking on family members' doors. You know, people telling me, oh yeah, this guy's finding you. He's going to come here. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll have to fight this guy now. And people just kept coming up to me. Oh, I fight this guy. Who's that guy? But a lot of people hadn't seen him before. There were a lot of new fans like, who's this guy? So I ended up putting him in YouTube and saying, oh, okay, the guy can fight a bit. You know, former heavyweight champion, a bit old, but. Yeah, shut him up. He looks in good shape. You know, he punches hard. Let's get it on.
What family members did he knock on?
I think he turns up at my uncle's house. At my uncle's house. I don't know. I've got no clue. Turn Uncle Ramsey's house.
What did your uncle say about it?
I don't know. He's just like, no, he's not here, mate.
What did he say to you?
Yeah, he just said, you know, that nutcase turned up, banging on the door, asking to screaming, let's go champ. Yeah, he was actually staying in Bermondsey. He was staying on Long Lane, where I grew up.
What is it about other heavyweights stalking you? Because Derek Chisora was stalking you for a while.
I don't know. I think they all want the big fight, and I think they can genuinely beat me as well. I don't know why. Obviously, they don't really watch my highlight reel, but it's a fight that people want to see. You know, if people want it, I'll give it to them. You know, the 2 people they say is Shannon Briggs and Anthony Joshua. They're the 2 people that people say on a daily basis, oh, when are you going to fight him, when are you going to fight him? Anthony Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn has said that he'd be looking at me next year. I get that, it's fine by me. I can take care of Shannon Briggs this year and then look to next year. You know, he says I don't have anything currently. He's right, I don't have a title. He's the one with the title at the moment. So let me just focus. Hopefully I can somehow, maybe I could rustle up a belt somewhere, you never know. You never know what opportunities may arise. But, you know, I'm just focusing on this year, getting Shannon Briggs out of the way. That'd be a huge fight. You know, once we start, I'm not going to start getting each other's faces, like, you need to get some security. Because I can see that one getting a bit messy.
Could you see that getting to the levels of you and Derek again? Then, if it's
I
not
normally it's kind of okay, but he's a bit mad. I genuinely think he's got a screw loose. I think he's got something wrong with him, and he somehow passed his medical, passed his brain scan. Don't know how, but he's been passed the fight, and so he's good to go.
But if you've said before that you wouldn't really like to be drawn into a press conference melee again,
Yeah.
but are there moments with him where it could kick off because he is?
I wouldn't punch him in a press conference because I've made that mistake before, you know, a few years back, and learned from my mistakes. I think you might need a cage between us, to be honest, because it wouldn't be. I think he's a bit grabby. So he's flicked my hair a couple of times, which I was kind of I was okay with that. I was like, I don't like people get invaded my space, and he kind of got a habit of doing that. So it'd be interesting. And he will come to fight. He ain't going to run away from me, and it's going to be a great fight. He's got a solid chin. He's a decent boxer. So yeah, it's a fight that I'll be excited for.
Well, people are going to keep asking what's going to happen after Shannon, because they're going to say,
I
we're going to see
don't know at the
David in
moment.
a top 10 opponent then, aren't they?
Well,
They're gonna ask
Shannon
him.
Briggs is ranked number 6 by the WBA, I think. Is he 6?
6 or 8.
What's he ranked? Anyone? Someone Google it. I think last I looked he was 6. I was 6, so he's ranked higher than I am. So he's ranked, I'm not ranked 6 in any of the bodies that I believe, so okay, that's the top 10 fighter. So once I've got him out of the way, then I can just keep looking and seeing what's going on. But yeah, it's very exciting times ahead. But no need me focusing too much on 2017 before I've got this lump out of the way. Because if I leave my chin hanging out there, and he winds up on them big stupid hooks, you know, it wouldn't feel nice.
David,
Put it that way.
do you know where Nick Blackburn was tonight?
7.
No, I haven't seen him tonight. Was he around?
You said he was going to
7, you're
commentate,
6 with WBA.
Pardon?
You're 6 with WBA.
He's 7.
7. Okay, yeah, cool. So
yeah.
oh, nice.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, I didn't see him. And I've literally just gone from the change here to there.
but he wasn't commentating or anything. So
I don't know. I did watching it. That's why.
David, are you going to put anything in the contract to stop him from putting his hands on you? That's been done in the past, and might be.
Well, like a fine or something. Might do.
Maybe.
It's a good idea. That. You know, I might think I might do that. For every time he touches me, he gets like $100,000 fine or something. That could work. Stop him touching me, right?
Touch me.
Yeah.
Have you learned from your 2 fights what you wanted to learn when you come back?
It's not. I've learned that I'm doing the right thing in training. I've learned that I'm going in the right direction. I feel healthy. I feel strong. I feel fast. I'm not getting hit with stupid shots. I think I got hit with 1 punch today. I know why I got hit with that punch. So I was doing something stupid. Would you agree with that? Yeah.
It's kind of 6-punch combination,
Yeah.
caught with a counter.
Exactly. So I know exactly why I got hit with it, but it's just progressive. It's just gradually getting better each fight, and I'm just probably happy.
And you feel at the weight, David?
Yeah, it's tough to get around. Unless I don't throw my right hand, it's very hard to get 6 or 7 rounds. I could have just moved around this guy. He got 5 or 6 rounds, but that's not my style. I see an opportunity, I lump someone.
David, you're looking bigger and stronger. How are you feeling at this weight?
I feel very comfortable at this weight. I feel nice. I felt I was a few pounds lighter for this fight than I was the last fight. But I think that's just a progression from going one camp to the next. As obviously it was 3.5 years of inactivity. So obviously after one training camp, I lost a certain amount of body fat. Maybe it's come down a little bit more. This time maybe I'll be a little lighter for the next fight. You know.
Maybe need to be if you have to go longer carrying the weight around.
Possibly. In the gym, I feel fine. Stamina-wise, I wasn't breathing at all tonight. Obviously, the pace wasn't very fast, but I felt good in there. If the pace was at a faster pace, I believe I'd have been fine, but I won't know until I get there. In training's one thing, fighting's a whole another thing. I haven't done 6 or 7 hard rounds with the additional stone and a half compared to what I was like when I fought Vladimir Klitschko or Value. So
far off the Ruiz weight.
yeah, so I was about the same as I was when I fought John Ruiz. But that fight I was a little heavy, but that was quite an exciting fight. But I feel like as I've got into my mid-30s, I feel like I've sort of thickened up a little bit. People told me about the old thickening process in the 30s. I was like, no, it doesn't apply to me, but it does a little bit. I'm eating good, but it just takes a little bit more work now to stay lean.
David, how quickly will you look to formally announce the Briggs fight?
As soon as possible. So I'm going to talk with his management team, probably Monday morning, and see if we can work something out.
Is it likely to be on Dave again, do you think?
Possibly. You never know. You never know. They did a great job today. We've been getting loads of messages through from people saying that the coverage looked great. I can't believe that was for free. Normally a big event like that, normally they're used to coughing up some dough for. So it's good to get. Obviously, the English title fight was a cracker that I heard as well. So people were really happy with that. And obviously they got to see the Cannon Briggs blow someone away, and myself. So hopefully, they did a great job. I'd like to thank them for, doing their part tonight. Really nice to get, boxing out there for free.
What did you make of his performance, Shane?
I thought it was really good. Yeah, I thought I could see Arnold was really buzzed after that first shot, and he was, he just wasn't throwing back. And David's, effectively a counter puncher, so he hits guys cleanest when they're throwing. So it's hard to hit him clean. But I thought he did a great job. Smothered his work a little bit, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And I think once he buzzed him, he was just gone. It was only a matter of time.
How has this relationship worked out with you two in the last, obviously, 2 fights together?
It's good. Yeah. Really good, really positive. He keeps me out late at night. He likes to train late in the evening, but I'm trying to bring it closer and forward and forward and forward. It's like, no, it's good. Really happy, and I think in terms of like athletic, ability, he's got everything and more. So it's great to be able to work with a talent, like him.
So who's the best fighter you currently train at the moment?
They're all as good as each other. They can all punch anyway, that's for sure.
Okay, good old whack.
No more questions?
Any more for any more?
Okay, thanks very much, guys.
Yeah.
Follow Sports View London